In Okinawa, Japan, there are 68 people over 100 years old for every 100,000 residents, the highest concentration on Earth. Compare that to most Americans over 60 who suffer from forward head posture, so severe it compresses their spinal cord by up to 30%, accelerating cognitive decline and cutting their functional lifespan by nearly a decade. Today, I'm revealing the exact 4-movement protocol used by Dr. Shigeki Hinohara, Japan's legendary doctor who lived to 105 and treated patients until he was 103 to reverse forward head posture in seniors. No physical therapy appointments and expensive equipment. Just 4 minutes that could restore the posture you had 20 years ago. And stick with me to the very end, because the final movement is so simple you'll think I'm lying. Yet it's the one that creates 83% of the results. Movement number 4, the wall angel reset, the spinal decompression stance. Here's what nobody tells you about forward head posture after 60. For every inch your head sits forward from your shoulders, your neck bears an additional 10 pounds of pressure. A 2019 study published in the Journal of Physical Therapy Science found that 78% of adults over 65 have a forward head position of 2 to 3 inches. That's 20 to 30 extra pounds crushing their cervical spine every single day. This compression doesn't just cause pain. It restricts blood flow to the brain by up to 40%, which researchers at Keio University directly linked to faster cognitive aging. Dr. Hinohara's first movement reverses this instantly. Stand with your back against a wall. Now raise your arms into a goalpost position, elbows at 90 degrees. Slowly slide your arms up the wall, then back down. That's 1 repetition. Do this for just 60 seconds. Why does this work? When you force your head back into alignment and move your arms overhead, you're activating the deep cervical flexors, the forgotten muscles that act like cables holding your skull in place. A 2021 study in clinical rehabilitation showed that seniors who performed wall angels for 60 seconds daily experienced a 34% reduction in forward head angle in just 6 weeks. They also reported 52% less neck pain and a 29% improvement in balance, because proper head position directly affects your inner ear's ability to detect spatial orientation. Start with 10 slow repetitions. If your head won't touch the wall at first, don't panic. That's how far gone your posture is. Place a small folded towel behind your head and reduce the thickness each week. Movement number 3, the chin glide activation. The vanishing double chin secret. Forward head posture doesn't just hurt, it makes you look older. When your head juts forward, the muscles under your chin stretch and weaken, creating that sagging turkey neck appearance that ages you by 10 years. But here's the science most doctors miss. That same forward position weakens the longus colli and longus capitis muscles, the deep stabilizers that keep your head stacked over your spine. A landmark 2020 study from Nagoya University tracked 412 seniors with forward head posture. They found that those with the worst head angles had 67% weaker deep neck flexors compared to age-matched controls with neutral posture. Even more striking, the weak neck group had 3.2 times higher rates of falls, because head position controls your center of gravity. Dr. Hinohara's second movement fixes this in 60 seconds. Sit or stand tall. Without tilting your head up or down, gently glide your chin straight backward, like you're making a double chin. Hold for 5 seconds. Release. Repeat for 60 seconds. This movement is deceptively powerful. When you pull your chin back, you're shortening those deep cervical flexors, forcing them to contract. A 2018 study in the Journal of Manipulative and Physiological Therapeutics found that seniors who performed chin glides for just 1 minute, 3 times daily, increased their cervical flexor endurance by 89% in 8 weeks. The result? Their forward head posture improved by an average of 1.8 inches. That's 18 pounds of pressure removed from their neck. But here's the bonus. The same study found these participants had 41% better reaction times in cognitive tests. Why? Because restoring proper head position immediately improved blood flow through the vertebral arteries that feed your brain. Do 12 repetitions. You can do this at every red light, during TV commercials, or while scrolling your phone. The key is the hold. Don't rush it. Movement number 2, the Japanese door frame stretch, the chest prison break. Here's the hidden mechanism behind forward head posture that keeps people trapped for decades. tight chest muscles. When you spend years sitting, driving, reading, or looking at screens, your pectoralis major and minor muscles become chronically shortened, sometimes by as much as 30%. These tight chest muscles physically pull your shoulders forward and down. And when your shoulders round forward, your head has no choice but to follow. Research from Osaka University Medical School measured this phenomenon in 287 seniors. Even more concerning, this chest tightness reduced their lung capacity by up to 30%, making every breath shallower and forcing their bodies into a low-level state of oxygen deprivation. Place your forearms on both sides of the door frame, elbows at 90 degrees. Step 1 foot forward and lean gently forward until you feel a deep stretch across your chest. Hold for 60 seconds while breathing deeply. The science here is immediate. A 2019 study in the International Journal of Sports Physical Therapy showed that a single 60-second doorframe stretch increased shoulder extension range of motion by an average of 23% immediately after the stretch. But the respiratory benefit might be even more important. The same study found that participants increased their forced vital capacity, lung volume, by 17% after 1 month. Better breathing means better oxygen delivery to your brain, which researchers at Kyoto Prefectural University linked to a 31% improvement in memory scores in seniors over 65. Hold for 60 seconds, breathing deeply. Do this before breakfast every single day. If you feel a burning stretch across your chest, that's decades of tightness being released. This is the movement that changes everything. And it's so subtle, most people dismiss it, which is exactly why their posture never improves. At the base of your skull, where your head meets your neck, there's a joint called the atlanto-occipital joint. This is the only place in your entire spine where you can nod yes without moving your neck. In people with perfect posture, this joint moves freely through 15 to 20 degrees of motion. But in seniors with forward head posture, this joint becomes frozen, locked in place by years of misalignment and muscle imbalance. A groundbreaking 2017 study from the Tokyo Institute of Gerontology examined 531 seniors with chronic forward head posture. Using advanced imaging, they discovered that 91% had lost more than 60% of their atlanto-occipital mobility. This single restriction created a cascade of problems. It increased muscle tension in the suboccipital muscles by 340%, reduced cerebrospinal fluid flow by 22%, and, most shockingly, was directly correlated with a 7.4-year reduction in healthy lifespan. When the joint can't move, those sensors go silent. Your brain loses critical balance information, your posture control systems shut down, and your head drifts further forward every single year. Dr. Hinohara's final movement unlocks this joint in 60 seconds. Keep your chin level. Don't tilt your head up or down. Now, gently nod your head yes, but only move from the top of your neck where your skull sits. The movement is tiny, maybe half an inch. Nod slowly, 20 times, for 60 seconds. This is not a big movement. If your chin drops toward your chest, you're doing it wrong. Think of it as the smallest, most isolated nod possible. The results are staggering. A 2020 follow-up study in gait and posture tracked seniors who added this single 60-second exercise to their daily routine. After 12 weeks, they showed a 73% improvement in atlanto-occipital mobility. Their forward head angle decreased by an average of 2.3 inches. That's 23 pounds of pressure eliminated. Why does walking speed matter? A study published in JAMA found that every 0.1 meter per second increase in walking speed was associated with a 12% reduction in mortality risk. The cervical nod doesn't just fix your posture. It rewires the brain-spine connection that controls how you move through the world. This is the movement Dr. Hinohara did every single morning until his final days at 105. Here's how Dr. Hinohara combined these 4 movements into a single daily practice. Every morning, before breakfast, he performed each movement for exactly 60 seconds in this order: wall angels, chin glides, door frame stretch, cervical nods. For movements, 0.4 minutes. No rest between exercises. When Japanese researchers tracked 89 seniors who followed this exact protocol for 6 months, the results defied conventional medical expectations. The average forward head position improved by 2.7 inches. Chronic neck pain decreased by 79%. Fall risk dropped by 61%. But the most remarkable finding was this. Participants showed measurable improvements in executive function tests, the cognitive abilities that control planning, focus, and decision-making. Their scores improved by an average of 34%, which researchers attributed to restored blood flow and cerebrospinal fluid circulation caused by corrected head position. One participant, a 73-year-old woman who started the study with a 3.5-inch forward head posture, reversed it completely in 11 months. She reported that her chronic migraines, which she'd suffered for 18 years, disappeared entirely. Her balance improved so dramatically that she returned to hiking, a hobby she'd abandoned a decade earlier. So there you have it, 4 simple movements that take just 4 minutes a day but could restore the posture, pain-free movement, and cognitive sharpness you thought you'd lost forever. Which of these movements will you start with today? Let me know in the comments below.